last week. Here's a Plainfield team that, that was actually played a very good defensively. They're not going to be the doormat of the conference anymore. This is an up-and-coming program. They played very well, and even Coach Briscoe said that is the best game those guys have played all year defensively. And that's going to happen. Anytime you play these Redskins, that's exactly what's going to happen. So Morris, as you said, tonight's got to come out. They've got to be fired up, and they've got to put some points. And right from the get-go, they've got to make a statement on the field that, hey, guys, we're here, we're going to pound you, we're going to come at you, and we're not letting up till the game is over.
Well, and Morris, last week, as we talked about, they ran about as simple a game plan as you can in a ball game, at least for Morris standards. And they've, pretty much had that same game plan throughout the season. And until somebody can prove that they can consistently stop John Durgo, who had his toughest game of the year with all the hits he took and not a lot of big gainers, and still with that, he had 3 touchdowns on 183 yards. So until a team can come up and prove that they can stop him on a relatively consistent basis, George Durgo is very content to keep kind of with the same plan.
And Mike, you've got to. That's what got us here. The run is the heart and soul of this offense. There's no question about that. You've got to run the football. But I'm telling you, as they get into the playoffs, as they get into some tougher teams, believe me, there's a lot of coaches that saw what the Coach Briscoe did last week, and they're going to emulate that same defense. They're going to put 2 linebackers to do nothing but mirror what John does, to try to stop John. And I think that's the coaching philosophy that you're going to see throughout these next couple of games, is that, hey, if you guys are going to beat us, you guys are going to beat us by the pass or beat us some other way. We're going to try to stop John Durgo. However, easier said than done. That guy is a tough runner. You got a great offensive line blocking for him, and he finds a way. Even after 38 carries and getting pounded all night long, that young man still finds a way to gain some yards, get it in the end zone, and put some scores on the board. But again, you're right. I think offensively, as they get into the playoffs, into the season, they're going to have to throw the ball a little more, and obviously that's going to do nothing but open that run game up a little bit more. So it'll be interesting tonight to see here how they respond offensively and see if they're going to incorporate a few more passing attempts into this offense.
Minooka will have the football first to get things started. They will receive and move left to right. John Durgo has it teed up at the 40-yard line. 2 men back deep for Minooka to receive this opening kick. The sophomore game went to Morris 34-6. As we are just about set for action, Minooka in their road whites. Pants as well. Morris in the home maroon jerseys and the gold pants. As Durgo approaches, here we go. End over end kick pretty deep. It's going to be taken at the 5-yard line by Zachary Bain. And Bain brought down inside the 20-yard line, only out to the 17, a return of about 12 yards. That's where Minooka will set it up 1st and 10. Valentine in on the stop for Morris.
Well, you got to be a little careful here tonight. I saw 7 guys run down there, and their foot, they went to cut, and their foot slipped. So a little dew on the grass. You got to be able to, when you're coming down, to make some big plays. Very important to be able to break down what you call kind of bend your knees, spread out your feet a little bit, and be ready to make the tackle, because you're not going to be able to make those hard, sharp, crisp cuts here tonight on this wet turf.
Cole Terrell is the quarterback for Minooka. Little play action here as he fakes a throw and then turns around and hands off on a delay. Tailback gets maybe a yard out to about the 18 or so. As a short gain on the run for Mike Bray, who carries to make it 2nd and 9.
And Mike, you talk about stopping John Durgo, but the key here tonight in this game, stop Cole Tyrell. He is the heart and soul of that offense. You stop him, you're going to stop the whole offense of that Minooka.
Yeah, he is their leading ground gainer, 388 yards so far in the season. He throws here, fires the far side, has man for a 1st down and room to run down the far sideline to the 35. Catch made by Alex Lindgren. And one thing with Terrell, that he's struggled against Morris in some of these games the last couple of years. Good strong arm and a good strong throw on that one for a 1st down.
Yeah, he's got, what he has is a very quick release. If you notice, Mike, he doesn't bring the ball way behind his head. It's up by his ear. He has a very quick snap on it, and consequently has a quick release. So that time, the Grush on the defensive got to play him a little tighter.
Whistles here, and before the snap, we've got a penalty flag down, I believe. Terrell, 54% completion percentage on the season, as we have a false start against Minooka. 6 touchdowns for Terrell and only 1 interception.
And Mike, I think you're going to find here tonight, defensively, I mean, if you're DeGrush and you're the defensive backs, you've got to make those guys throw the ball a little long. You're going to see a lot of quick outs, a lot of quick slants. You got to play them up tight, try to stop that, and force them to go a little longer on you, and then you can back up on them.
2 receivers set. They'll pitch it to the tailback, trying to run the left side, and tripped up right along the line of scrimmage. A good play there by Durgo, coming up to make the stop on Gray for what looks like no gain.
Yeah, great job by Durgo shooting up there and making an awesome tackle. And again, the thing I like about Durgan, what I like about the defense in general is the fact that these guys are starting to learn now to hit you at the legs, wrap you up. And even if you don't wrap them up, just like Durgo did, he at least makes the hit there and trips him up at the feet.
Durgo came into the night tied for 3rd in tackles. 2nd and 15 from the shotgun now. Terrell, he's going to run it. Starts up the middle. Gets dragged down by Cumbie.
Attaboy.
A gain of maybe a loss of 2 or 3 rather, as Terrell took the shotgun snap, immediately started forward, and Cumbie was right there to wrestle him down.
But I'm telling you, I think this defensive front of Morris is going to have a pretty good night tonight. You've got some pretty decent-sized kids on that Minooka offensive line, Mike. However, a lot of these guys are sophomores, so they haven't been in this situation before where you're going against a great defensive line. So I think Cumbie, these guys are going to have a great night here tonight.
They start 3 sophomores on their offensive line. Terrell, 3rd and long, fires deep downfield for Lindgren. Overshot him. Valentine and Durgo had pursuit on the receiver, and it'll be a 4th and long for Minooka.
And again, he got a little better defensive coverage there. Number 3 had him by about 3 or 4 steps. So had that ball been on target, it would have been a long completion.
So the Redskins give up a 1st down, but then hold, and now they'll get the ball on a punt. Broderick stands at his 35. Terrell is the punter as well for Minooka as he awaits this snap. The line of scrimmage, the Minooka 29. High snap. He'll get it, and a line drive kick angling away from Broderick. It bounces at the 38. And it'll take a bit of a Minooka roll inside the 30. It'll be down at about the 27, where Morris will set it up 1st and 10. And one positive for Morris is they take the field offensively. They won't have to face Minooka's talented linebacker Chad Davenport. Before practice on Thursday, he was diagnosed with mono. He's out 4 weeks.
Wow. Wow. I didn't realize you could be out that long with mononucleosis.
Me either. I know it's something
Did you ever have that?
No, did not.
Got a lot of other diseases, I know.
Here's the take from Monahan. Pitch to Durgo. Reverse and on their side.
What's going on?
It's a flea flicker. They flip it back to Monahan, but he bobbles it. They had given it to Gum, and he tried to get it back to Donovan for a pass downfield, but Donovan could not hang on to the football. He did the wise thing by saving the possession and pouncing on it, but it's all the way back to the Morris 14.
Well, that's just how the ball's been going this year. I'll tell you, Dane was down there, and what a great play. What a great play. It's a trip double reverse. They flip it out.
Here's Durgo off a pitch, trying to bounce to the outside. He's got some running room to the far sideline. Durgo trying to get back that original yardage that was lost.
Yeah.
And he'll get to the 25, which picks up about 8 yards or so.
They're going to call a flag on Valentine, I believe, for either blocking the back or clipping, one of the two.
And it's a holding call on Morris.
Or holding.
Well, the first play lost 13 yards. This one will come back as well.
That was one of the things last week, Mike. They kind of shot themselves in the foot. I mean, Morris shot themselves in the foot. These guys were moving the ball, then they had some big penalties. It moved the ball back, so you got to try to avoid those penalties here tonight and play sound, solid football, and they should do just fine. This is going to back them up. Wow.
So 3rd down now, and the ball is marked at the 25. I don't believe they called a penalty, Jay. Because the run from Durgo, that's where they marked him down at the 25-yard line. Maybe they picked up the flag. Didn't see a signal as Monahan backfiring the near side, looking for Gum, jumps up, in and out of his hands, and also Michael Smania had a hand on it as well as it falls incomplete.
Well, I tell you, had Dane going right across the middle again, wide open. You got to find him. I mean, you got to find that receiver. He's trying to force Gum, who is well covered, and you got a 6'5" guy going right across the middle, wide open. I mean, you got to find him. Man.
So now 4th down and 12, and penalty marker down here as Morris may have taken too long trying to get this punt away. No score. We're 7.5 to go here in the first quarter. We got a substitution infraction against Morris. So that'll move Morris back 5 yards. Minooka will have 2 guys back deep to receive. Servin is at the 50-yard line along with Kevin Kane.
And I believe, Mike, I believe the correct pronunciation is Chervin, even though it is C-E-R-V-N. I'm sure it's called Chervin.
High kick for Durgo. It's taken on the run. Nice play as Haas trips up Kane across the 50. I talked with Coach Coy. Got to run down some of those pronunciations. And
is that right? Is that what he said?
He said Servin, but
okay. Well.
The real intriguing one is Terrell, because I've heard Tyrell, I've heard Terrell, I've heard Terrell. So I believe one part of the family pronounces it one way, and another part of the family pronounces it another way. So I don't know where. I might just call him Cole all night. Just leave it at that.
So if you're south of Grundy County, it's Tyrell, and if you're north of Grundy County, it's Tyrell.
Oh, Cumbie with a big stick for a 2-yard loss on the handoff to the fullback for Minooka, as Cumbie has been all over the field here in the early going.
Well, like I said, I think he's going to have a field day here tonight with these young linemen who are sophomores. So that's a tall order for a sophomore to stop 6'7", 265-pound senior who's been in the trenches here many times before.
That's Eric Loomis, who lost 2 yards. Minooka with great field position here to see what they can do with it. 2nd and 12 from the Morris 47. Off the shotgun snap. Terrell's going to run with it far side. Got around one defender and then took a big shot from Durgo as he's knocked out of bounds after a gain of 7.
Again, pretty nice pursuit by the Morris defense. However, Cole Tyrell's showing some nice speed, and we know he has that. He's not afraid to put his head down and run it. You know, most quarterbacks don't like to run it, but here's a young man that, you know, the offense is built around him, and any opportunity that he gets to run it, he certainly will.
3rd down and 5 for the Indians, midway through a scoreless first. Minooka's 2nd possession. They have it at the Morris 40. High backfield, receiver to the left, wingman right side. As Terrell throws the strike, 1st down, it's Lindgren inside the 35, tackled at the 32, and again, quick drop, quick delivery, and a solid pass right into the hands of number 3 for Minooka.
Well, they're kind of working the sidelines. They're kind of working DeGrush over there on that side, so he's got to tighten he's got to tighten up a little bit and get up on the guy, and they're going to come at him right now. They're trying to work him over, but hey, you've got to hang right in there, move up on the guy, and just tighten your coverage a little bit.
So 1st down now to the Morris 31, a gain of 8 on that last pass play. Backs again in the eye. Terrell under center, looks over the defense, takes the snap, back to throw, pump fake. Now fires the far side, looking again for Lindgren. It's tipped, intercepted by Durgo. From about his own 10. Durgo trying to run to the near side, flag down. Durgo to the 25, to the 30. As he's hit from behind, still going out to the 40-yard line. Penalty marker down after the interception as John Durgo, off the tip, gets the turnover for Morris.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be either blocking in the back or pushing or...
The Redskins, more importantly, will take over after Minooka had been on the move, headed towards the red zone. That's Durgo's 3rd interception of the season. His return came out near the 40, but they'll mark the penalty from the spot of the infraction. It takes it back to about the 16-yard line for Morris. First turnover of the night either way. And now the Redskins, who went 3 and out, after a fumbled handoff that went to Monahan. An incomplete pass and a Durgo run. They'll try for the second possession. High backfield. Valentine split wide left. Receiver out to the right. That's Cumbie. Handoff here to Durgo across the 15. Gets out near the 20. He'll pick up about 4 yards. Durgo on his season. Now up over 1,200 yards. He came in averaging over 11 yards a carry, 19 rushing touchdowns. 38 carries a week ago for 183. Second down, about 6 here for Morris. Cole Gum split wide left. They'll send Cumbie out to the right. Zimbalin split off the line a couple of steps to the left. Backs it an eye for Monahan. Here's the take. Looking left. Throws into the flat for Zimbalin. Couldn't hang on. Had it and dropped it at the 23.
Well, you got to make those catches right there. You don't see him drop it. Boy, right in the hands. You got to make those catches. Good pass, low and outside, but that's where you want it to be.
And 3rd and 6 coming up here for Morris, as we're at the 4:47 mark in a scoreless first quarter. Valentine comes wide to the left side with Cumbie going out to the right. Zimbalin off the line left side, eye backfield, as Monahan sends Zimbalin in motion left to right. Donovan, here's the take. He's back, rolling, pressured, hit, and dropped. A sack from Minooka back to the 10-yard line. A blitz from the corner. And Donovan didn't really have a chance there as they came from the blind side and got him. Two guys there to make the play.
Boy, I tell you. You know, Mike, we've seen in the last couple of weeks, as you said, the offensive Morris is just not, hasn't been clicking much here lately.
Vidmar was one of the guys that got through there. Jonathan Vidmar, a 5'9", 140-pound senior. So Durgo will stand at his goal line, getting ready to punt here on 4th and long. And again, Minooka will end up with great field position. They turn the ball over on their last possession. Snap a little to the side of Johnny. Gets it away, though, a high kick. It'll be taken at the Morris 46. And immediately a tackle. The ball comes loose. Pops on it at the 50-yard line.
Attaboy.
Now, are they going to say it's Morris' ball, or was he down?
Oh, no. I think that was clearly a fumble.
The one official is pointing the ball at the Morris 47. It's Minooka football, they say. Minooka ball.
Wow. Wow.
So good coverage by Morris. They'll say that his knee was down, though, before the ball came loose, and Minooka will hang on.
Well, that was close.
Line of scrimmage, the Morris 47, 3:54, no score, first quarter. Receiver wide to the right for Minooka. They send Bray out to the right side. Man in motion from the left side. Terrell, handoff up the middle. And a run across the 45 to the Morris 43. And a gain of about 4 for Robert Boers, the fullback.
And I'll tell you, see, they're exploiting that middle, too. And again, a lot of teams have noticed. I think Minooka has watched some films, too, that some teams have had some success, somewhat success, running the ball up the middle. So they've got to pinch down on that middle and stop that run right up the middle and force them to go outside. You got some good linebackers. You got some great defensive ends. Attaboy.
Terrell on a fake handoff. He'll keep it and run to the outside, and Durgo pushes him back after a gain of 2 or 3 to the Morris 40-yard line. And it'll set up a 3rd down and about 4 for Minooka. Make it 3 yards.
Oh, that was a pretty good play fake by Cole Tyrell. He fakes it, and then he took off running, and explosive. John Durgo reading it very well. He came up and made a great hit.
Minooka has had the field position advantage, but they committed a costly turnover on their last possession. Now faced with a 3rd and short. See if Terrell goes for one of those quick pass patterns that he's been successful with tonight. He's going to run the option, pitches it to the tailback, and coming up to make the big play for Morris is Kyle Caperta to make the stop for no gain, setting up 4th and about 2.5.
Well, we talked about Kyle Caperta and what a great hitter he is, and he certainly showed it that time. He came up and made a big hit on the running back. Great job.
Decision time for Bert Coy on 4th and 3 from the 40 of Morris. 2:35 in the first quarter.
Well, see, they feel pretty confident right now. Their defense is holding them, so they're going to believe, I believe they're going to go for it.
Terrell out of the shotgun. In the backfield with him is Robert Boers. 3 receivers set, wingman left side. 4th and 3. He's going to do a quick kick. and a bad kick. It comes towards the near side and goes out of bounds, maybe 10 or 15 yards down the field, and that's it. Not really what Cole was hoping for there.
No, not too bad. I tell you, Morris dodged the bullet there a little bit, Mike. They got out of it, so now, hey, they've got a little bit of a break. They've got to take this ball offensively, and they've got to march it down the field, get a score, and they've got to set the precedent here.
Well, Durgo has only carried the ball twice in 2 possessions. My guess is we're going to get a little more of a steady diet of number 5 here.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably right.
Zimbalin split wide left. Receiver wide to the right. Cumbie wing on the right side. Here's the take, and here comes Durgo off the right side. John working his way through the middle. Breaks free to the 40. Gets around to the near side 50. To the 40. Near side 30. Got a blocker in front to the 20. Durgo makes a cutback move to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown.
Oh, no.
And now a flag comes down right as Durgo crosses the goal line.
Boy, I tell you, Haas made a block that he did not need to make. I mean, Durgo was all the way into about the 2-yard line, and Haas came over and hit a guy on the back, and I'll tell you what, the coach is upset. I mean, he's hollering, and rightfully so. You got to let him go.
They picked up the flag, Jay. They picked it up.
Thank goodness for Haas.
What a great block.
Oh, I'll tell you, I was hot, and I'll tell you, Coach Durgo was hot too. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I don't know if it's the referee's discretion to say that the block had nothing to do with the play.
And that's a great point, Mike, and I'm assuming that that's exactly what it was, but boy, thank goodness for Haas. Well, I'll tell you, old Coach Durgo was out there yelling and screaming, and
Durgo's extra point on the way, and good as Morris takes a 7-0 lead late in the first on WJDK.
DJ Convenience of GrundyBank.com. And all of this is free. You lucky duck. To sign up, visit any Grundy Bank location or visit www.grundybank.com.
With Jay Zimbalin, Mike Williams back at Morris, 7-0. The Redskins with the lead as John Durgo getting things going here as we anticipated a steady diet of number 5. It was just an appetizer, so to speak, a one bite diet. 1 carry, 75-yard score, and Morris on the board. Here's the kick from Durgo that bounces in between the up men and the return men, and the Redskins may have been a little bit faster to the football. They think they've got it.
They did get it.
Coming out of there with the football for Morris is Bryce Hennig.
Bryce Hennig. You know, he's one of those special teams guy. We talk about him, Cal Camperta, Valentine, you know, all those guys hustling down there doing a great job, and he comes up with a big-time fumble.
Well, Durgo popped up the kickoff. The up men for Minooka, I don't think knew where the football was. They were all facing Morris, waiting to make their blocks. The ball went right behind them, and the return men for Minooka came up to try to get the loose ball. The Minooka up men could not block away Morris's cover guys, and Hennig comes through there and makes the recovery.
Yeah, what a great job by Hennig.
So now Morris takes over the 22. Cumbie wide right, and Valentine split to the left. Zimbalin on the wing, left side. Durgo trots in motion out of the backfield. Monahan with a take, straight drop. He's looking to throw, sets up, throws to the far side for Durgo. He's got it! Touchdown! 22 yards. And how's that for capitalizing on a mistake from the other team?
Well, that's a way to strike quick and strike hard. Come right back at him and throw a pass right to Durgo in the end zone.
13-0 Morris with 1:59 left here in the first quarter. And Durgo out to add the extra point. Some confusion on the Redskins side as they try to get everybody lined up here for this extra point with 1:59 left in the opening quarter. Morris immediately capitalizing on the bad kickoff play for Minooka, and Durgo punches through the extra point. 14-0 Morris late in the first on JDK.
As the 2005 protect your memories. Start your redecorating right at Mike's Paint, Paper, and Frames, 525 Liberty Street, Morris. Phone 942-3133.
Durgo Durgo has it teed up at the 40. Morris with a 14-0 lead on Minooka. Line drive kick from John takes one hop, and it's picked up at the 13-yard line by the Indians. Up the middle of the field, out across to the 30-yard line. The ball pops loose again. Redskins pointing their way. The ball squirts free from the pile. And no signal yet.
I think they're going to give it to Minooka.
The near official is not pointing either way.
No. I mean, the announcer thinks it's, well, he's right.
It is Morris football.
And he is right.
Well, the near official was shaking his head no as he was talking to some of the Morris players who were trying to say, hey, it's our ball. I don't know if he was overruled or not, because there was a meeting with about 4 or 5 officials before they finally pointed Morris's way. And Bert Coy's Minooka Indian team self-destructing here in this first quarter. A costly interception that killed a drive that was moving down into Morris territory, and then 2 turnovers on kickoffs.
Well, and I'll tell you, though, you got to give credit to Morris. I mean, they're hitting out there. They're doing a good job hitting them.
Monahan back to throw on 1st and 10 from the 30. Rolling left, going to run with it. Flag down. Monahan down at the 29 to Minooka for a gain of 1.
Boy.
And a penalty here most likely on Morris. Holding call on the Redskins, their 3rd penalty of the night.
I don't know. We seem to get a lot of holding calls this year. I think more than I've noticed in the past. No, but that's a technique now that they are teaching and they've taught in the last few years, is that, Mike, you don't necessarily have your hands in like we were always taught. You actually have your hands out, and basically you can push. But so many times when you're pushing on the guy's shoulder pads, you want to grab his jersey or his shoulders, the pads, and kind of push him. But the minute you do that, they're going to get you for holding.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for a lineman to avoid the holds. I mean, it's such a natural instinct to try to grab the guy. And
right.
So the penalty moves Morris back to the Minooka 45. Monahan play action. Nobody open. Rolling right. Throws into the flat. He has Cumbie. Cumbie's going to be brought down at the 39. Short gain is 6. It was a first down play that will set Morris up now with 2nd down and about 19. Sophomore game went Morris's way. 34-6 over Minooka.
The thing is, it's tough. Morris has not really been stopped trying to pass it, other than if you get sacked, Mike. I mean, most of the time the receivers are open. I mean, they are. It's very few times has Donovan ever gone back, and try to look for a receiver and they're covered. I mean, these guys get open. So if you get this guy a little protection, he's going to get the ball to these receivers.
2nd and 19. Here's a handoff to Durgo. He'll get to the 35 before he's tripped up from behind on a nice play by Thomas Servin. Going to set up a 3rd and long here as we're down to the last 25 seconds of the first quarter. See if Morris gets another snap away. 3rd down, about 14 from the Minooka 34, and Morris looks like they're going to just let the clock run down here. And we'll take a break, too, as Morris up 14-0, 1 quarter in the books on WJDK. At Midwest Auto Service, 0. 2nd quarter getting underway here in Morris. Redskins with a 14-0 lead on Minooka. 3rd down, 14 for Morris from the Indian 34. Cumbie right, 2 receivers left. Monahan on a draw play. Durgo up the middle. Bounces to the outside. John to the 30. Outside 25 to the 20. Cut back to the 15. Still going 10. And he's hit and driven out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. John Durgo picks up about 29 yards on that run.
Wow, that's what he does so well. He gets to that outside. And again, you have 3 or 4 white jerseys that have the angle on them, but they just cannot catch up to him. He accelerates from that outside, and they just have a tough time catching up to him. And wow, he just outruns the coverage. Amazing.
They'll mark him out at the 6. 1st and goal, Morris. Brenton Valentine wide to the left. Short side of the field is the right side. That's where Cumbie goes. Zimbalin a couple of steps off the line to the left side. Gordon, the fullback. Durgo, the tailback for Monahan. The take, handoff to Gordon up the middle. And Gordon taken down at the 3. He'll pick up 3 yards on 1st and goal. Redskins and Indians, along with Oswego, all 1-0 in conference play.
And I'll tell you what, Mike, I like this situation here. You know, so many times, and so many of the teams will run when they have that little tight end that will hit and kind of release out. And again, I don't know if they want to do that now this early in the season, but it's always been a great play just to hit inside and just release to the outside.
Second and goal, Morris now from the 3-yard line. High backfield, 3 receivers set for Monahan. Here's the take, and a pitch to Durgo. Cut back move. Open. John lunges forward towards the goal line, and he is just a little short. Inside the 1, it looks. It'll be 3rd and goal, though.
Well, I'll tell you, the hole opened up pretty well. They thought it was a big hole when it started, but give credit to Minooka. They pursued and closed that gap pretty quickly.
Plainfield South almost stopped Morris last week from in close. Took till 4th down before Morris punched it in. Now Redskins with 3 in the backfield behind Monahan on 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Here's the take from Donovan. And a handoff up the middle.
Oh, I don't know.
And no signal yet.
Now
yep,
they got
touchdown. 6 more for the Redskins as it's Gordon that takes it in.
Oh, that away. And again, we talk about Gordon, what a tough runner he is, and he gets in that, he sniffs that goal line. I don't think there's any denying him as well. He sees that, and he's putting his head down. He's giving it all he's got.
So the Redskins have put a bunch of points on the board here in the last 4 or 5 minutes of game time. It's now 20-0 extra point pending. It's on the way from Durgo, and it is good. 21-0 Redskins early in the second on WJDK.
Hey, Morris, comfortable while working out. We have
Financial services, real people, real answers, real quick.
This is our country.
See Doug Bruin on Depot Street, Mazan. Call 448-2542. It's Morris 21, Minooka nothing early in the second quarter. Durgo 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, and Gordon with a 1-yard run as Durgo has it teed up at the 40. A high end-over-end kick, a short kick that comes to the near sideline, and it will bounce out of bounds at the 5. It got by Zachary Bain. He was running hard after it, knowing that Morris was coming up behind him, trying to make the recovery, but the ball bounced out of bounds before Morris could get there. Minooka looks at that as a good kickoff return after the last 2, one that they never returned at all, as Morris got to the loose ball first at around the 25-yard line. The second one, a fumble on the kickoff return by Minooka that Morris recovered, and both times turned them into touchdowns. So off the penalty, Minooka gets it at the 35. Cole Terrell, 2 of 4 for 25 with an interception. He's been sacked once and only has 8 yards rushing.
Yeah, somebody better get out here in number 3.
Here's Terrell back to throw, looking in that direction, and undershoots Lindgren. As coming over at the last minute in coverage was Valentine. That's Jeff Valentine for Morris.
You know, he was number 3 from Minooka, was sitting out there wide as a receiver. Nobody was on him till the last second. Jeff Valentine scrambled over to get to him right before they hiked the ball, but managed to get in pretty good coverage after that.
Durgo, John, a couple of words for Jeff, giving him a pat on the back as they get back into the huddle. Jeff goes to the other side to cover Lindgren. Shotgun formation for Terrell. He's going to run and gets caught from behind by Jamie Cumbie. That's the 3rd time tonight Cumbie has been in the backfield making a tackle.
Well, I'll tell you, that's where he is so awesome. He gets through that line. It's tough to stop him, and he's got good speed. And again, he has such a long arms and legs that he falls down and he covers about 12 feet. So he can be 10 feet behind you and still make the tackle. Man, great job.
It's like the Terminator. Wasn't it the second Terminator movie where the guy had to really reach out and pull him in like that?
I'll be back.
So 3rd and long here for Minooka. Shotgun formation again for Terrell. 4 receivers set. He's back off the snap, throws into the flat, has his man. Valentine with a good tackle, keeping the receiver short of the first down as Studer makes the catch. And it'll set up 4th down and about 3 for the Indians.
Well, and a good job by, again, Jamie Cumbie getting in there, putting pressure on him. Boy, and Jamie put his hands up, and the ball just went just to the left of his hand. I thought he was going to get a hand on it, but good job by Jamie putting a little pressure on him.
So Terrell will punt it from about his 30-yard line. Here's the snap to him. A line drive kick coming to the near side, and it will go out of bounds way upfield as Valentine was back around his 25. They'll mark it out at about the Morris 37 or 8.
Yeah, that'll wait, ref. Come back another couple of yards.
Such an inexact science trying to figure out where that ball is on those out-of-bounds punts.
There'll be a little transmitter inside the football from now on, and there'll be lights along the sideline, so whenever the ball goes out, whenever the ball crosses out of bounds, the little light will flick on.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe it could trigger like a laser beam or something that would shoot up. The futuristic side of football, in our perfect world at least, there. Hand off to Durgo out to the 40, maybe the 41, gains 2 or 3. Corn Festival Friday, a very exciting time in town here. Always look forward to this week, and it's always nice when you get the home game during Corn Festival Friday. And traditionally, the crowds on Cornfest Friday aren't as strong as you might think, of course, because there's so much going on.
But I'll tell you, tonight
is different.
Yep, it's the exception. It's Minooka, so.
That's great.
They're all here.
2nd and 7, Morris. Early stages, second quarter, Morris by 3 touchdowns. Monahan back, throwing into the flat for Cumbie, makes the catch, and pushed out of bounds right around the 50-yard line. Looks to have enough for the first. They'll mark him out at the Morris 49, a gain of about 8. Should be a lot of extra corn dogs down there tonight. I'll tell you, I was down there earlier. I always like going to that ham and bean that the church has, so. You're a little extra. Was that tonight? Yeah. Yeah, the little extracurricular noise in the background, that'll be. That's not the band playing. Oh, I can dress Jay up. I just can't take him anywhere, you know? First and 10. Monahan on a little bootleg, and he'll keep it. He's looking to maybe run an option. He never really looked to Durgo to pitch it, though. He decided to keep it and gain 1 yard to just shy of the 50. Yeah, I'm thinking you pitch that ball. I thought that was a busted play, maybe? Or? Yeah, it might have been. I mean, we don't know what happened, but again, the thing about Dono is he's very smart. He's not going to do anything stupid, throw the ball away, pitch it away. He did the smart thing. He took it and ran it. Even if it's for a yard gain, at least he didn't turn the ball over, and that's what I like about this young man. 2nd and 9 from the Morris 49. Receivers each way. Durgo in motion out of the backfield to the left side. Monahan back, straight drop in the pocket, flush, looking, rolling, hit, and dropped again. A loss of 4 or 5 back to the 45 of Morris. As Monahan lost his pocket, had to move forward, and still couldn't find anybody open. It looks like there's a penalty marker down on the far side of the field. Well, it's usually holding. Get a motion call here against Morris. Yeah, you know what, and I think it was on John Durgo. I was watching him. Now, when you put a man in motion, which Durgo was, you cannot turn upfield before the snap of the ball. And if I was looking right down, of course, we're right on top of the ball, and Durgo was running down the line, but before he snapped it, he started turning it upfield, and you can't do that. Well, Minooka will take the play instead, the sack of Monahan, which moves it to the 45 of Morris. 3rd and 13 Redskins. 21-0 Morris, 7 minutes for the half. Valentine wide left, coming to the right. Zimbalin, wingman left side, backs at an eye as Monahan under center with a take and a pitch to Durgo. Gets a Gordon block, trying to bounce to the outside. 45-50, tripped up, and he launches for the first down at the Minooka 43-yard line. And he looks to be about a yard short, maybe 2 yards. See where they mark him here. Well, it's going to be actually less than a yard. They get a good spot here, and Morris. Yeah, they're going for it. From the Minooka 42. Durgo 8 carries for 136. Included in there a 75-yard score. He'll be happy with just a 1-yard run here. Right. 4th down, about a half yard to go for Morris from the Indian 42. High backfield, 3 receivers set. Monahan with a take. He will keep it, pushing forward himself. And he looks like he's got it to the 41.
Yeah, I think he's had more than enough to get the first down.
One of the rare quarterback keepers for Monahan this year, as it is enough for the first.
Well, I tell you, you get behind that big line and you get that offensive surge, and I'll tell you, number 54, Haas, that's who you like to run a back. That's who you like to run behind. 6'4", 230, 225, and does a great job blocking.
From the Indian 41, 1st and 10 for the Redskins, is Monahan with an inside give to Gordon, and he'll push forward through the middle of the pile to about the 38, gain of 3 for Justin. He's got 3 carries for 7 yards. Coming up at halftime, we will go back into the locker room with Zoom. We heard from Alex Perry in the pregame show. And we'll go back in there for a second time.
And we were talking to Pat Funk.
2 more good interviews. Some good guests this year, Jay.
Yeah.
Guys seem to enjoy talking. And
it's fun. They're very articulate, and, you don't have to squeeze every word out of these guys. These guys know how to speak, and they do a nice job interviewing.
2nd down and 7 as Monahan on play action, deep in the pocket, has time, fires over the middle of the field.
Wide open.
He's got it at the 15, and Cumbie is tripped up at the 3-yard line. Deep down the middle of the field, Cumbie provides such a wide open target, and Monahan put it on the money, and Jamie hauled it in for the first down.
Got a nice pass. Again, good backside protection from the tight end, the other Dane and the other lineman back there giving him good protection. That's what you got to have. Wide open Cumbie, and he run that route. And again, I don't care if you got a guy right on him. It's going to be very difficult for that guy to knock the pass down. Jamie's right, 6'7", great target, big target, reaches up and makes a great grab.
They'll mark him at the 4 after a 33-yard gain. 1st and goal, Redskins. Monahan under center. Here's the take. And a give to Peterson. Hit immediately and dropped at the 2. A good tackle by Minooka. As Peterson gains just 1, it looked like on the play was Jonathan Vidmar with the stop. Michael Bodemuller in there as well. 2nd down and goal. They'll mark him at the 3. Down to 3:50 to go. First half, Morris 21, Minooka nothing. And whistles and a timeout on the field taken by the Redskins. We'll break as well on JDK.
Your local big...
2nd down and goal for the Redskins. The ball at the Minooka 4-yard line. Late stages first half, Morris by 21. Cumbie wide to the right with Valentine wide to the left. Gordon the fullback, Peterson in the backfield, Zambala in a wing on the left side. Hand off to Peterson up the middle. He's in. Touchdown.
Out of way.
Matt Peterson in for Morris as the Redskins now enjoy a 27-0 lead. Peterson gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And if you're wondering why Peterson is running in the 2nd quarter, don't worry, Durgo is not hurt. Just getting a breather. He's out to add the extra point. Out of the hold of Cole Gum. The snap is good. And the kick on the way is up and through. 28-0 Morris. As we're down to 3:38 left for the half on WJDK.
Hi, 35 years. Yeah, from Jeep? Greenway Pontiac Rolls GMC. Since 1967, look for the Greenway sticker. Your neighbor has one, why don't you?
3:38 left until halftime here at Morris. The Redskins in control, 28-0 as they're set to kick away. Matt Peterson, a 3-yard run. Durgo has it teed up. End over end kick that heads towards the near sideline. It'll be picked up at the 13-yard line out to the 15 and maybe the 20. Brenton Valentine starts the tackle. Flag comes down late away from the play about 10-15 yards up the field.
Wow. There's a lot of hitting going on down there.
Eric Loomis had the return for Minooka.
Mike Gronick was there, and number 88, Raz, Lawson, Hennings flying down the field.
We have a face mask call, looks like against Morris. The flag was thrown away from the play, but the penalty was involving the tackle, and the flag thrown by an official that was at least 15, 20 yards away from the tackle.
Yeah, he was in the backfield, as you said, probably 15 or 20 yards, but he must have caught a glimpse of it. Must have been in the right place and had the right view.
So Minooka needing something here positive before heading into the break. From the shotgun, Terrell bobbles the snap. He's going to run with it now and won't get much.
No.
Tackle from behind by Ties at the 35, and that's pretty much no gain on the play.
Uh-oh. Being a little slow getting up there.
They'll give Terrell 1 yard. He's been sacked twice by Cumbie. If you count those losses of 5 yards, he's got 5 carries for 5 yards. Minooka running the football tonight. 8 yards. 2nd and 9. Terrell from the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to throw. Firing deep over the middle. Got a man, Lindgren. Had it roll right through his fingertips. Valentine had the coverage. Terrell with a perfect pass. And Lindgren, if he makes that catch, that's 6.
Yeah, that's 6. Well, I tell you what, he had 2 steps on Valentine, and
Well, it actually would have come back. There's a holding call on Minooka.
Oh.
I would think they would decline it here. It'd be 3rd and 9 or 2nd and about 20.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a well-thrown ball. And again, he was almost running. Cole Tyrell was still running backwards, it seemed, when he threw the ball. Such a great quick release, has a lot of power on it still, even when he's going backwards.
No, they will take the penalty. And it'll be 2nd down and long here for Minooka with 2:45 left until halftime. The ball moved back to the Indian 24. First down marker is at the 45.
And again, even in this situation, Cole Tyrell may look like he's going to pass, maybe a quarterback draw, and then he'll pull it up and start running.
From the shotgun, Terrell, nobody open. Starts to run then, steps up and throws, and into the flat. Pass a little too high for Anthony Ligamari, and it's tipped away incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Well, I tell you, Cole's made some pretty decent passes, some pretty catchable balls here tonight. So there's 2 in a row that were certainly catchable.
And we talked about our interview coming up with Pat Funk at halftime. Also, we'll get the information from Cornfest involving the Queen candidates, who has been selected as the Grundy County Corn Festival Queen. As Terrell on 3rd and long, rolling. Now throwing one into the flat. It's incomplete. As he rolled all the way to the right, then threw across the field for Eric Loomis. Fortunate it wasn't picked off as it went incomplete for 4th down.
Right, and I tell you, Billy Vanderveer right there did a good job of reading that play, and he was right there on the guy that was in the backfield going to make the catch, and he made the catch. Billy was right there.
Trevor Broderick stands at his 40 awaiting a punt from Terrell. He has not had much luck with his punting tonight.
Oh, my.
End over end kick. It'll bounce towards Broderick. He'll pick it up at his 38.
Go.
Gets around him into the 40, 45, and brought down at the 46. 8-yard return. And Morris with 2:21 left before halftime. Good field position. Some stats here. Monahan 4 of 6 for 69 yards and the touchdown to Durgo. John running the football 8 for 136 and a score. Gordon and Peterson also with rushing touchdowns. 28-0. Morris the lead. 2:21 left in the 2nd quarter. Morris at their 46-yard line. They'll send Brenton Valentine wide right. Dane Zimbalin split wide to the left. Cumbie split off the line. Wingman right side. Gordon the fullback. Durgo the tailback. Monahan set. Here's the take. Straight drop. Firing deep downfield for Dane, and he reaches for it. Did he pull it in? Yes. Flag down as Dane makes the catch at the 32-yard line.
He might have said he pushed off. He might have said he pushed off.
The officials are conferring at the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
And it's a push on Morris. They'll say Dane reached in with his arm to try to clear some room to make that catch. Nice play. A ball that was just a foot or so off the ground. Stain had to reach down and corral it, keep it from hitting the ground.
Yeah, that's tough. It's a tough call, but I got to be honest with you. I did see him kind of push off there a little bit, and then that's a natural reaction for a receiver to do. You're trying to push off, you're trying to get to that ball. A little underthrown, like you said, a little low, but nonetheless, hey, go right back to the drawing board. He's upset with himself, and got to come right back at it.
It's a loss of down, too. 2nd and 20. They hand off to Durgo from the Morris 36. He'll get across the 40 to the 43. Gain of 7 for John. Minute 54, clock running. Morris with 2 timeouts remaining here in this first half. For the moment, not in a big hurry here as they're faced with a 3rd and 13. Monahan calling the play in the huddle as Morris at their 43 have to get to the Minooka 44 for a first down. High backfield, Valentine wide left. 2 tight ends set here for Morris. Monahan under center. Here's the take. Straight drop. Donovan looking. He throws right in the middle of the field again for Cumbie. Too far.
Unbelievable.
As the pass comes about a yard or 2 beyond Jamie. And nearly intercepted as reaching up for it was Kevin Kane. We're to be now 4th down for Morris, and they'll punt it away.
I tell you, and I'm beginning to think that the luck is just just very bad luck this year, because Dane just drug across the middle. Now, he's wide open, and the quarterback tries to force it in the middle when you got a guy right on him. It's just, I guess it's a breaks. He's just not getting any breaks this year. I'll tell you. And the same way it started out in the beginning of the play when they went to throw that little razzmatazz, couldn't get that going. But hey, keep trying. Back to the old drawing board, as they say.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a break, too, on JDK late in the first half. Morris by 28. 17 left before halftime. Morris faced with a 4th and about 13. The ball at their 43, and John Durgo will be back to punt it away. Minooka will send Servin back to receive it at his 25. Snap to John, gets it. End over end kick taken at the 22. Cutback move across the 25. Far side running near the 30. And a tackle made out there for a return of about 7 yards. Roberto Diaz in on the play for Morris. 1:05 left before halftime. Coal City and Mantino playing on our sister station. We'll get you a score of that game at the break. Not a lot of other games. I believe Seneca is in action tonight. Wilmington Reed Custer tomorrow in Braidwood for their homecoming as Terrell back to throw, flushed out of the pocket, running up the middle of the field, and he'll try to jump out of a tackle from Comperta. He'll be hit by Kyle and also brought down by Peterson, a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. And if you're heading out to that Reed Custer Wilmington homecoming game in Braidwood, they're going to salute the 20th anniversary of the 1985 Braidwood State Champion baseball team. And we're going to talk with Coach Jerry Kogel during Spotlight on Sports tomorrow to reminisce about that title from 20 years ago. 2nd down and 7. Terrell back to throw. Into the flat, has a man. Good hit put on as
nice Billy
Vanderveer and then Valentine helped make sure that the running back was down after a short gain. That's Loomis who made the catch for a gain of 4. And that's going to do it for the first half. Minooka had timeouts. They just did not move things along much faster on that drive. And the first half ticks away with Morris going to the break with a 28-0 lead on the Indians. And Jay, it was a pretty tight first quarter, but then Minooka started making some mistakes. The Redskins were able to capitalize almost immediately after a couple of miscues by the Indians on the kick returns. They had the interception, of course, that stymied a drive of theirs that Morris was able to turn into a score on Durgo's 75-yard run, and then the botched kickoff return by Minooka. Morris recovers it, immediately get in for 22 yards on the pass to Durgo. Then a fumble on the next kickoff allowed Morris to recover. Gordon takes it in from a yard. Peterson a 3-yard run to close out the scoring, and a case where Morris tonight taking advantage of Minooka mistakes. Defense playing great again, and Redskins up by 4 touchdowns.
And you're right, and I like what they're doing here tonight. They're moving the ball well, both on the ground, and they're starting to get some other players involved, Peterson and Gordon, and a couple nice passes that he's making too. So yeah, overall pretty good effort offensively. Defensively, these guys are playing tough. I tell you, here's a quarterback who's just done it all, has gained 100 yards a game and has a lot of touchdowns, and Cole Tyrell from Minooka, and Morris has just stymied him and shut him down completely. So these guys defensively have just played very, very well here tonight. And in fact, I don't think they've got a lot of yards probably on this first half, and a couple big plays they had did get called back. And again, granted, they had a couple drop passes, but I'll tell you what, defensively, Morris is playing very, very well. Still seems to be a little kinks in the armor on the offense, but again, you just got to keep working those things out and keep playing. But overall, I think they're playing very well.
They've held Minooka to about 52 yards of offense in this first half as the Redskins enjoy a 28-0 lead on Minooka. A lot to get to during our halftime show, as we'll have that for you coming up after these messages on WJDK.
Visit the Family Eye Care Center in
to keep. And welcome back to Morris High School, where the Redskins have a 28-0 lead on Minooka. 2 touchdowns for John Durgo, a 75-yard run, a 22-yard catch. Justin Gordon, a 1-yard run. Matt Peterson, a 3-yard score. Morris taking advantage of Minooka mistakes in that first half. 2 successive kickoffs that were botched by Minooka. 1 wasn't even recovered at all, as Morris was able to out-hustle Minooka to a loose ball at the 25. And then a fumble on the next kickoff return by the Indians. Redskins converting both of those miscues into points, and they'll get the ball to start the third quarter. John Durgo 143 yards in that first half on 9 carries. Donovan Monahan 4 of 7 for 69 yards, and the touchdown pass to Durgo. Cumbie with 3 catches for 47 yards. Peterson back deep to receive. And he stands at his 20. He'll be joined back there by Durgo. As Terrell has it teed up at the 40, his first kickoff of the night. End over end, headed towards Durgo. He'll take it on the run at the 23. To the 25-30, up the middle 35 to the 40. Bounces at the outside 45, cuts it back to the 50, and he's going to be brought down at the 46-yard line of Minooka. Durgo had a kickoff return for a score a year ago against the Indians in Minooka, and has a nice return here to start the third quarter.
Well, what a nice return, and I saw a couple unusual guys out there on the kickoff return, so I don't know if they're expecting an onside kick or what they were doing, but pretty good return by Durgo. And I think, Mike, you better send somebody back to the station. I don't know if Schramm is up there celebrating a little much. He had a little trouble saying that Zuriak. I'm wondering if he's up there too, having some celebration up there in the booth by himself.
Monahan back, firing deep down the field, little out far in front of Dane, who was running down to about the 20-yard line. Sideline pattern, coverage around the ball, a pass too far in front of him.
Well, gotta keep trying.
Morris sophomores 34-6 winners tonight over Minooka. Bouncing back after a tough conference road loss last week at Plainfield South. 2nd and 10. Cumbie a wing on the right, backs in an eye, receivers both ways. Gum right, Zimbalin left. Monahan maybe changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Yep. It's a running play to Durgo. Nothing doing in the outside. He'll try to come back to the middle, and he'll gain maybe a yard down to the Minooka 45.
Yeah, it looked like you're right. Looked like he was audible in that line, and there you go.
It'll mark him to the 44, a gain of 2, setting up 3rd down and 8 for Morris. Opening series, 3rd quarter. Next week, Morris hosting Oswego East.
That game might get a little ugly.
Yeah, that...
and ugly.
Oswego East is not expected to put up much of a threat to Morris in that one for sure. As Monahan, straight drop-off play action. Has time, throws over the middle for Cumbie, and he could not hang on, in and out of his hands as Jamie was covered on the play by Michael Semania. And that's a pass that 9 times out of 10 Jamie's going to bring in.
Yeah, pretty unusual tonight. Dane and Jamie both have dropped one, and boy, I'll tell you, you usually don't see these guys drop one at all.
And another nice pass from Donovan, right in his hands on the run. Did he take his eyes off it, do you think, maybe?
I mean, you never know what happens in that situation, but pretty well thrown ball by Donovan, and, those things do happen, though. That's the unfortunate part, and Jamie's upset with himself.
Here's a fake. Durgo throwing it flat. He's got Valentine for a 1st down and more as Valentine stays on his feet. A cutback goes to the 10. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown for Valentine. Quentin Valentine off the fake. Durgo throws the pass to him, and Valentine bounced off 2 hits inside the 15 and goes in for 6.
Wow. What a play. I'll tell you, John's a great runner. Not much of a quarterback, but he did get the ball there. I got to say that. It wasn't the prettiest thing, but he did manage to get the ball there to a wide-open Valentine who made some great moves. He got hit 2 or 3 times. You thought he was going down. Great balance. Managed to stay on his feet and gets into the end zone. Oh, my.
Well, the second hit that he bounced off of, amazing that he could stay upright after that one, is the extra point attempt from Durgo on the way, and it's good. 35-0 early in the 3rd on JDK.
Back years. They work to get the money you need quickly. In the Old Eagle Plaza. Let Realty World Kate & Associates help you when you're thinking of buying or selling real estate. Call the team at Realty World Kate & Associates. Their agents are qualified, professional, enthusiastic, and willing to help you every step of the way through pricing, marketing, negotiating, and closing. Call Realty World Kate & Associates today.
Durgo's kick taken at the 8-yard line. A run back for Minooka out across the 25 near the 30 as the return for Minooka's Zach Bain. Durgo with the touchdown pass on the fake. John has scored points this year in just about every conceivable way. Running, catching, throwing, defensively, kicking.
Well, now he can add that on his repertoire. He's got a touchdown pass.
Yeah, you're right, Jay. I think we have discovered what might be John's the weakest part of his game is the throwing. But still, he got it there.
He got it there. Hey, you give him credit. It doesn't matter how it got there. It got there.
Inside handoff here for a gain out to the 35-yard line into the hands of Robert Boers, the fullback.
I think they had it clocked at about 2 miles an hour. That ball was just floating. It looked like it took forever to get there. Valentine was just waiting for it to get there. But I'll tell you what, he was that wide open. And finally, when the ball did get there, he made some great moves.
2nd down and 5 for Minooka from their 35 as Terrell. He's going to run with it and not get much as he's taken down after a gain of maybe a yard or so. It's Brenton making the hit. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Cumbie a little slow as he's walking around there.
I think it was Brenton.
Well, Brenton hit him, but I thought Jamie was walking back to the huddle a little slowly.
Well, I think he got his bell rung. I think Brenton got his bell rung.
Yeah, Brenton slowly jogging towards the sideline. He made the big hit on Terrell, and maybe he got the worst of that one. 3rd down and 4 here for Minooka as we're down to 9.5 3rd quarter. They'll start the clock again here as the Indians come to the line. Just hoping to get some points or something here. They're down by 35. Double wing formation. One of them trots in motion from right to left. Terrell back, looking to throw over the middle. Has a man 1st down across the 45 to the 50 and into Morris territory at the 47. A good catch and run for Benjamin Studer. And Terrell took a hit right as he threw, did a nice job getting rid of that pass.
Yeah, and again, very, very quick release. Studer came out, kind of stayed right into the middle, what we call kind of in the zone area, in the middle of the field, turned around, and Terrell saw him and made a nice pass getting it to him.
Second catch of the night for Studer. It puts Minooka at the Morris 47. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Receiver right, double wing formation as Terrell will send the wingman to the left in motion. Handoff up the middle to Boers. He'll get about 3 or 4 before being driven back at the Morris 44-yard line. Indians next week will be hosting Oswego while the Redskins host Oswego East. Then Morris will go to Oswego in week 8 and then hosting Plainfield Central in week 9. 2nd and 7 now for the Indians from the Morris 45. Man in motion left to right. Terrell play action in the pocket. Throws it over the middle. Ooh, just out of the reach. Good attempt by Timothy Gillane. Durgo with coverage. Nice touch on Terrell's pass. Just a little off the mark.
Yeah, just a little bit off the mark. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, I think when some other scouts are watching here tonight, I think you're going to see some other teams try to throw the ball against Morris. Right now, there's been a few guys open here tonight. Fortunately, a lot of passes have been dropped and overthrown, but there's been several guys from Minooka been pretty open here tonight.
3rd down and 7. Man in motion from the left side as Terrell on a roll to the right, going to keep it and run. Tries to cut it back and get near the 1st down. He'll be pushed towards the sideline, and he's near that 1st down marker at the Morris 39.
Yes, he is.
Didn't look like he had a whole lot of room to run on that short side, but was able to get it close enough to where they'll be real close, maybe a yard or 2 shy.
Yeah, he got it up there. And I think at this point, you know, you're down at about the 40-yard line. So you got nothing to lose here. Going into 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, they're going to try to go for it.
4th down, about 1.5 yards for Minooka. Receiver to the left, wings both sides for Terrell. One in the backfield, man in motion right wing, inside handoff, and close to the 1st down on a dive. I believe that was Mike Bray that had the carry, or
it's close.
That's Boers for 2.
Boy, it's real close.
We'll say no measurement even.
Wow, no measurement. Now that's surprising.
Stopped at the 39-yard line. Morris takes over. Was the big question mark coming into the year with so many guys having graduated and just 2 returning starters, but there has not been a game this year where you've looked at it and said, boy, the defense really struggled there. I mean, they've week in and week out just been great.
Yeah, they have, and again, I think I attribute to, just as I spoke with Funk in the interview, that there's a lot of kids didn't play last year, and they're starting to get very comfortable in the positions and just keep playing very, very well, keep getting better.
Here's the take on 1st down, handoff to Durgo to the 45, cuts it back 50, near side 45, and dragged down there after a gain of 16 yards. Unofficially, Durgo 161 on 11 carries and 1 touchdown.
Very nice run. And a good job that time blocking by Lawson, number 2. Joey doing a nice job getting out in front, and again, he had the opportunity to get a block, but the guy turned his back, so he smartly, you know, is that a word, smartly?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think.
Well, nonetheless, he didn't block him in the back, so that's huge.
Counter play, handoff to Valentine through the middle. We don't see that play very much. Happened this year, and it picks up 2 or 3 yards.
No, you don't. Boy, this 85 is got his bell rung too. 95.
The official helping out the Minooka player. I do not have a 95 on their roster.
No, there isn't.
The 95 on the sophomore roster is 6'5", 170 pounds. I don't want to say the name. I can't tell if that's the same player. There is no 95 on their varsity roster. While they tend to the player who's down, 7:11 to go in the third. Morris by 35. We'll break on JDK. Well, the Minooka player was able, with some help, to get off the field, but again, we do not have his name at this point, the number not on the roster. 2nd down and 9 for Morris from the Indian 44. Midway through the third. 3 receivers set for Monahan. He's back to throw, looking left side, throws for Zimbala, and he's got the catch, and he'll be taken out of bounds after a gain of about 2 at the 43 of the Indians. Took a good shot on the second hit from Michael Semania. 3rd down and about 8 coming up. The ball at the Indian 43. Lawson checks back into the game. He'll split wide to the right. Cumby, a wing on the right side. Backs at an eye behind Monahan under center. Here's the take. Donovan back to throw deep in the pocket, looking over the middle. High throw, trying to get it to Lawson, and overshot him by a good 3-4 feet. So now 4th down and 8, and it looks like the punt team is coming out for Morris. Six minutes left in the third quarter. 35-0, the Redskins with the edge. Minooka in pretty good shape for a playoff berth. Even with a loss tonight, they have Oswego next week. As Durgo, a high kick.
That's a good kick.
Fair catch is called for and made at the 11-yard line by Kevin Kane. And the Indians, unless they have a miraculous comeback here, they'll fall to 3-3. They host Oswego next week. Even if they should lose that game, they close their season with 2 teams that coming into this weekend do not have a win yet, Plainfield South and Oswego East.
Well, and I'm telling you right now, Mike, don't... it's unfortunate Plainfield South doesn't have a win, but I think they're going to give Minooka a tough game. I was impressed with that team. I really was. Now, I don't know if that was just a fluke or if that's the best game these guys have ever played, but they certainly looked pretty good on defense, Mike, when we played against them.
1st and 10 here for the Indians, deep in their own territory. Terrell on play action, throws for Lindgren, who could not make the catch. He had to slide on the attempt, and Jeff Valentine with coverage, and the ball may have even bounced into Lindgren. Incomplete. And another Redskins, too, year in and year out, Jay, they always play teams that, for those teams, Morris coming into town is their big game of the year, and teams get extra fired up. And I know the addition of Mike Briscoe as the head coach at Plainfield South certainly had a lot to do with that effort from a week ago. Briscoe knows all about Morris.
Right.
And he's got that team playing some fired up defensive football for sure. Terrell off the shotgun snap, running, hurdles a defender and gets to the 15-yard line. A short gain of 2 or 3, setting up 3rd down and about 8. They'll give Brenton credit for the tackle.
Well, you're right, Mike. He's done a great job at Plainfield South, and I think it was like Oswego East. At this point, you can pretty much count it a win unless something disastrous happens. But Plainfield South, that's going to change. Those guys are starting to develop a program there.
3rd down, Terrell out of the shotgun, looking left, nothing there, rolling right, throws back across his body, intercepted by Durgo. Could be taken down at the 25-yard line. They always say that it's dangerous to throw across your body like that, and Terrell, he's got a strong arm, but it's not that strong to get it around Durgo, who stepped in front of the pass that was picked off around the 25.
Right, good coverage by Durgo right there, and he was there, and he managed it at the last second to step right in front of it. And you're right, trying to throw it across from your body back in the middle is a tough thing to do.
It's John's 2nd interception of the night. So Morris now from the 25-yard line of Minooka. Monahan under center. Here's the take and a handoff to John, working his way through the middle of the field. Continues to push inside the 20 down to the 17, and a quick 8 between the tackles for John.
Pretty good block in there on the left side.
Under 5 minutes now for the third. One more score would put Morris into a running clock here at the 17-yard line. 2nd down and 2. Gum wide right, Zimbalin wide left, Cumbie wing on the right side, Gordon the fullback, Durgo the tailback. Inside handoff, Gordon.
No.
Maybe a yard to the 16. 3rd and 1 coming up. Diaz checks in for Morris. Tabler comes out. Valentine in replacing Gum. 3rd down, about a yard here for the Redskins from the Indians 16. Split receivers, Cumbie a wing on the right. Here's Monahan's take. Inside give Gordon. 1st down and more. Gordon works his way inside the 10, down to the 6.
Good job by Gordon getting the 1st down. Good, again, good just power running right up the middle. He lowers his head and he's running like a freight train. They had an article in the Joliet Herald today and Cole Tyrell, and they called him the coal train. Well, we got the freight train in Gordon.
Very impressive run last week, that 8-10-yarder, which doesn't look like much in the box score, but he broke a couple tackles, kept the legs going, and was really impressive on that one run for sure. Takes an inside handoff here. He'll get another yard down to the 5 on 1st and goal. Justin already in the end zone once tonight. Matt Peterson has a touchdown as well. Durgo ran one in. Donovan threw one to Durgo, and then Durgo threw one to Valentine on the fake punt. 3:12 clock running, 3rd quarter. Morris 2nd and goal from the Minooka 5. Valentine wide right, Zimbalin wide left. Cumbie a wing on the right. Backs in an eye for Monahan. Here's the take. Give to Durgo up the middle. John pushing through. Touchdown. 5-yard run for John Durgo, his 2nd touchdown on the ground tonight. And Morris out in front by 41. This score comes with 2:56 left in the 3rd quarter. Durgo turning 6 points in after picking off a pass from Cole Tyrell. Now the officials in this crew, Jay, starting the running clock now. They're not even waiting for the kickoff.
My kind of officials.
They know it's Corn Fest.
Uh-oh.
And now the snap on the extra point. Right before the snap, a flag came down.
Yeah, it looked like Farber, number 50, kind of slipped.
Yep, false start on Morris. This works out all right. John gets a little practice from further away.
I didn't know if it was 42 or 40.
I think a lot of folks were expecting this one to be a little bit of a tighter matchup with the way Minooka had played the last few weeks. But Morris, not to be denied tonight. A little longer extra point line drive from Durgo. That one is good.
Good.
42-0 Morris. We'll break on JDK.
Cinnamon loans, free online checking, and
There's a big selection of homemade salads. Let Buddy's Place cater your next event, no matter how big or small. They have a large selection of deli trays and hot foods to choose from. And next door at BP of Morris, the new Crystal Clear Amoco Ultimate is here. More performance and less pollution with Crystal Clear Amoco Ultimate. And you can earn free gas with your BP Visa credit card. BP of Morris and Buddy's Place, formerly the Deli Stop, Route 47 and Commercial Drive in Morris.
Here's Durgo's kick. It goes down to the 10-yard line where it's returned. And a big smashing hit put on by Comperta on the run back for Minooka as Eric Loomis takes a shot across the 20, and Comperta's had a few of those this year.
Wow. I mean, Kyle Comperta come flying across. That's the bad thing when you got a couple guys holding you up. You're like a sitting target. And Kyle Comperta just came and leveled him. I mean, leveled them.
All right, Jay, you've probably taken some hits that in your time. You've got the pads on and everything else. From up here, it looks like it must just be nothing but pain. How bad is a shot like that, pain-wise, as you're taking it?
Well, I don't know if pain-wise. It's
Terrell throwing deep down the near side. Oh, the catch is made by Lindgren on the run, and he'll be pushed out of bounds by Durgo as Valentine had pretty good coverage. Just a great pass from Terrell, and Lindgren made the catch around the 35 and took it down to the Morris 25.
Well, I tell you what, that pretty good coverage, as you said, by Jeff Valentine, riding stride for stride. Now, Valentine did the right thing. He turned around, the hat was looking for the ball, and he got his hand up at the last second. But I don't know how that ball didn't get from touching his hit in his hand, but it did. And the receiver was right there. Great concentration, and he made the catch.
Third catch of the night for Lindgren. He came in only with 10 catches all year, but he's looked pretty good tonight. 1st and 10. Last play of the quarter as the handoff goes for a gain of about 4 or 5. We're through 3, 42-0 Morris on JDK.
Start lunch and dinner specials.
And at their side, Dr. Resin is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in adult and pediatric orthopedic surgery with an emphasis in sports medicine. Morris Redskin athletes know that if they're injured, they will receive the best care possible right here at home. Dr. Resin and the staff of Resin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine work together to get the athlete back in condition and back into the game.
We start the 4th as Boris takes a carry down inside the 5 for Minooka. Running clock here, Morris, a 42-0 lead on the Indians. Minooka with a 1st and goal from about the 4-yard line.
Well, I got to commend WCSJ. Those are some award-winning commercials, Mike. I was starting to call it myself listening to the last one.
Terrell under center with a take. A little shovel pass up the middle, and
he's
touchdown for the Indians. Delayed call on the far side, but a nifty little shovel pass from Terrell, and it's in for 6 points.
Well,
I believe the catch went to Boers, but it happened so fast. It's hard to get a good read on who got that play. Extra point for Kyle Heimer out of the hold of Terrell. Snap is down, the kick is on the way, and it is good. 42-7, Morris will break on JDK.
DJs are there. Pick up a BP Visa credit card application.
42-7 is the score. Morris with the lead on Minooka as we're early stages, 4th quarter. Minooka has just punched one in. And now they will kick away to the Redskins as Peterson will stand back at his 20. Here's the kick. Line drive. Spinning away from Peterson now. It trickles back towards him as he'll pick it up at the 10. Near side 15 to the 20. Trying to get to the corner. To the 25. And knocked out of bounds hard to the 28. Running clock here for Morris as they enjoy a comfortable win, and now some different guys getting out on the field here for the Redskins in the closing quarter.
Well, I tell you, you know, we watched number 95 walk off the field, and he was still from Minooka, kind of wobbling and getting over the sideline, and I saw him take him over, and I believe they're putting him in the ambulance, and maybe going to have him take a look. And that's something you certainly don't want to, you get those hard hits to the head, and you're asking me about that, Mike, and it's usually not the ones that you're getting head on that hurt. It's the ones you get hit on the side that really, those are the ones that give you the concussions.
Brenton Valentine has taken over at quarterback as Donovan Monahan will get the rest of the night off. And a handoff here for DeGroosh. Takes him out to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 6. Morris will improve to 6-0 in the season. And Minooka will fall to 3-3. Near side for Morris is Danny Cerna. Backs in an eye on 2nd and 4. Peterson. DeGroosh with the carry again across the 40 to the 42 and a first down. Good run. A couple of 6-yard runs back to back, and Morris with a first down.
Nice run by DeGroosh. We see him, defensively. Now we see him here tonight going on the offense, playing a little tailback.
A lot of the linemen have remained the same, as DeGroosh remains the tailback. Now a flag down.
Uh-oh, looks like too many guys.
Yeah, substitution penalty as Gordon may have been the 12th man on the field, possibly. They didn't get the right exchange there.
He still wants to play. Swatner coming in and
Steve Benda.
Yeah, big number 60, Steve Benda. 6'2", 62. And he's a junior, so he'll be back next year.
So receiver wide right here on 1st and 15. I think that's Broderick out there to the right side. They're taking the pitch to DeGroosh, looking to try to get a cutback off a block, and he'll lose a couple of yards. 2nd down and about 15 coming up here for Morris.
You know, there's another young man I watch it. Again, we don't hear a lot of them, but I just kept my eye on that time. And Mark Kupchak, 6'1", 327. Now, he's 327, but he moves like he's about 250. Now, here's a young man. He really moves very, very well. And I heard Dane say that, and the coaches, and it is true. I'm watching him. Boy, he moves very well for a guy who weighs 327 pounds.
It's Valentine on an option pitch to DeGroosh to the outside, and he bounces off a tackle to the 50, near side 40. Pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line as Brenton did a nice job of keeping that option play alive as he was stood up, really had nowhere to go, and at the last second flipped it out to DeGroosh, who made a nice run.
I'll tell you what, that was a great job by Brenton Valentine running the option, and last, as you said, holding on to it, then flicking out to DeGroosh. Had a little problem with it. Yeah, but he managed to keep on his feet, DeGroosh, and get it upfield. And I'll tell you what, the guy was coming over to make a tackle, and he put his head down, and he put a hit on the defensive guy coming to make a tackle. So I think the defensive guy got the worst end of that deal.
Under 6 minutes now with the running clock. Morris at the 31 of Minooka. High backfield receiver to the right. Valentine had taken a pitch to DeGroosh. He'll try the right side. Trying to bounce to the corner, and he'll be wrestled down for about a 4 or 5 yard loss. As a couple of Indian defenders in on the play. Kane, Shimaluski, and Rusinella sit on the stop.
A couple good Irish names right there.
Those are some baseball scores off to the side. We don't have to worry about Sox scores, Sox fans. It was kind of a wild last few weeks of the season. 2nd and 14 here as the take for Valentine play action. He's going to run with it on a bootleg. Big block put out in front. Cut back for Valentine, near side 30 to the 25 to the 20. And Brent will go out of bounds right at that 20-yard line. And yeah, what a block by Farber in front of Valentine.
Yeah, Durgo's pulling off the side. He goes, Farber, you get on the sideline before you hurt one of these guys. So I think they got a lot of second teamers in there now too. Wow. What? I'll tell you, that's two. We've had about 4 highlight film hits in this game here tonight. We've had some hits.
So 1st down now from the 20-yard line for Morris, down to 4 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Morris 42, Minooka 7. Baxton and I, wingman right, receiver wide left. Here's the take and a handoff to Perry as he'll work his way through the middle and get down to about the 16 on a gain of 4.
I tell you, Perry, you know, the thing he needs to do, he needs to run what we call a little bit lower and get a little more body lean. He runs a little bit too upright, but it's kind of funny watching him run because he gets hit. He's like a pinball out there. I mean, he's getting bounced around. He turns and spins and manages to keep his feet, but does a pretty good job of keeping his feet and gaining some yards.
He could probably use about another 20, 30 pounds of muscle, too.
Yeah. Well, he'll get that next year. But, boy, more importantly, you just got to learn to run, be a little lower and lean a little more out there.
Perry on this run takes it inside the 15 to the 13, picks up a couple.
Just need to learn to run a little more forward and get that body center of gravity a little lower to the ground.
So 3rd down and 3 for Morris, under 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Morris comfortably in control here. Receiver wide left. That's your man Evola, Jay.
Yeah, there he is.
Valentine on a bootleg, rolling right. He's got room to run. 15 to the 10. Looking for the corner. He's hit, and three flags come down here.
Everybody's getting in the action.
Valentine looked like he got into the end zone, but we got a holding on Morris. That's one penalty. I saw so many flags. I don't know if there's another infraction or not.
Well, I believe it's holding on Morris. Can only call that once, I believe.
And we've got a timeout on the field taken by the Redskins. We'll break 2 on JDK.
For over giving direction and guidance one client at a time. Located in the Franklin Building and Gallery at 519 Franklin Street in Morris. Call Valerie DeGrush or Bonnie Verbarg today at 942-5700, 942-5700.
Third down and 5 for Morris after the timeout. DeGrush with the carry up the middle for a yard or two, setting up 4th down and 3.
Big number 56, Jonason in there. And number 10, Anderson.
Aaron Anderson, a junior.
A lot of guys getting some time in there. Number 7, Scott Olson out there at the tight end position.
And Anderson is split wide to the right on 4th and 3 with 1:40 to go. Valentine with a take. Play action. Brenton going to roll left on a bootleg. Valentine trying to make a cut back to the 15. Goes back to the middle. Hit. Still going to the 5. Spun down for a first down. Wow. He does a nice job with the play action on those bootlegs. And then once the defense closes in, he does a better job eluding the defenders and picking up big yards.
Yeah, absolutely. And number 12, Wooden. They call him Woody. He's in the game. He split out there today.
First and goal, Morris from the 5. 1 minute to go. Running clock in the 4th. Morris with the big lead. Valentine with a take. Hand off to Grush. Up the middle to the 2, maybe the 1. Gain of 4. Redskins trying to hurry a bit here. They want to get that one last score before the time runs out.
Well, sure. They got a lot of those second teamers in there. They want to get in there.
42 seconds left. Clock running. Receiver wide to the left side is Wooden. Here's Valentine's take. Give to Grush. Up the middle to Grush. Right at the goal line. No signal. And he did not get in.
No.
22 seconds. Clock running.
Well, they're trying to punch it in there.
Redskins will hurry to the line with 15 seconds.
Come on, guys. I think this might be the last chance.
Down to 8 seconds. Valentine under center. Here's the take. Motion as they get into the end zone, but it was the fullback, Sean Valentine, that moved before the snap.
Yep, I think that's a ball game. You can't end on a defensive penalty, but you can on an offensive penalty.
Well, the final score will be Morris 42, Minooka 7. We'll come back and give you some totals, play of the game, player of the game, all of that on the way on the post-game show next on WJDK.
Daddy, how do you make it?
businesses and banners for all your special.
Welcome back to Morris High School, where the Redskins win tonight by the final of 42-7. They beat Minooka a year ago 41-7 and really had no trouble in tonight's game either, as they capitalized on some Minooka mistakes and turned 3 negative Minooka plays into 3 touchdowns within about a 5-minute span, getting a 75-yard run from John Durgo with 2:13 left in the first after the Redskins had intercepted a pass, Durgo catching it off of a Morris tip. And then on the ensuing kickoff, the Redskins recovered it at about the Minooka 25 after the Minooka up men had the ball land.
Different windows can make a big difference in the way you feel about your home. Anderson